What if electricity wasn't actually discovered in modern times? What if it was a forgotten idea from nearly 2,000 years ago? In the 1930s, in Iraq, near Baghdad, workers uncovered something unusual. A small clay jar, a copper tube, and an iron rod. It looks simple, almost ordinary. But some researchers believe this object may have produced electricity. Was this ancient technology far ahead of its time? Or are we misunderstanding the past? Let's look at the facts. This object is known today as the Baghdad Battery. It likely dates back to around 200 BCE to 200 CE, during the Parthian period in the Middle East. Inside the clay jar is a copper cylinder. Inside that cylinder is an iron rod. Everything is sealed at the top with bitumen, an ancient form of asphalt used to block air and moisture. At first glance, it looks like a simple container. But the choice of materials raises an interesting question. This setup is surprisingly similar to a school science experiment many of us have seen, the lemon battery. You place two different metals into a lemon, and suddenly, a tiny electric current flows. No wires, no power station, just chemistry. Most of us don't think twice about it. Now imagine someone discovering that lemon battery thousands of years later. Without textbooks, without explanations. Would they immediately know what it was? Or would it seem mysterious, just like this jar? Modern researchers recreated the Baghdad Battery to test it. When filled with an acidic liquid like vinegar or lemon juice, the setup produced a small electric charge, usually less than 1 volt. That result led to an idea. Perhaps ancient craftsmen used these jars for electroplating, coating silver objects with thin layers of gold. It sounds reasonable, but there's a problem. We have no direct evidence. No wires have been found. No ancient texts describe electricity. And no jewelry has been conclusively linked to this process. Because of this, many historians suggest a simpler explanation. The jar may have been used to store important scrolls or sacred objects, with the metal helping protect them from damage. So was it a battery? Possibly, yes. But it has never been proven that it was intentionally used as one. Let's think about objects we use every day. If someone in the future found a remote control, without batteries or a TV, it would make no sense. A smooth piece of plastic with buttons that do nothing. Even something as common as a USB drive would look meaningless without a computer. Meaning doesn't always survive time, context does. And when context is lost, interpretation becomes guesswork. How many ancient objects do we judge without fully understanding the world they came from? The Baghdad Battery may not change everything we know about history, but it reminds us that time doesn't erase intelligence. It erases explanations. Even if this jar wasn't a true battery, it shows how close human experimentation has always been to discovery. History is not a straight line of progress. It's a cycle. Ideas appear, disappear, and sometimes return. Stay curious and keep exploring.